On behalf of Brigadier General David W. Gardner and Command Sergeant Major David P. Hanson, Commanding General and Post Command Sergeant Major of JRTC and Fort Polk. Welcome to the Warrior Information Exchange for 1 February. With that, we're going to jump right into the G3 slides.
Good morning, everyone. I'll start off with Friday the 3rd. That morning begins with a 9:30 LPD given by Command Sergeant Major Burgoyne at Bayou Theater. That order is out on the street. That's a half-day schedule for everyone as well to allow individuals to get to the ball, which begins at 5 that evening. Moving to Saturday, you've got your standard MWR events. I move to the 7th, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Volunteer of the Quarter ceremony here at the Warrior Center. Moving to Thursday, the 9th, 32nd Hospital will case their colors in support of their upcoming deployment at the Warrior Fitness Center, that's formerly known as the MEB Gym. And then moving to Friday, the 10th, Garrison Commanders Golf Tournament, Right Arm Night, Friday Night Live. And then Saturday, the 11th, is a Galentine's event at the Anvil Bar. I think someone's going to get into the details of that later. I believe that's a ladies-only event. Moving to Sunday, the 12th, Super Bowl Sunday, second Sunday brunch, and then 5:30 p.m. is a Super Bowl party that begins at the Anvil Bar. Next day is a late call. Following the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day on the 14th, and then I'll move to the 17th, which brings us into the 4-day in support of President's Day. A couple of Mardi Gras parades, Leesville and DeRitter that day. The following week, Vernon and Beauregard Parish have varying Mardi Gras holiday breaks. And then for everyone's essay, the 22nd is the live fire in support of 2nd Brigade, 10th Mountain. Their live fire is up front for this rotation. The 23rd, BJAC's award ceremony and town hall. And then Friday, the family welcome and the post-retirement. The 27th, Monday, that's the walking town hall in the Maple neighborhood. That's at 4 p.m. And then I'll move to March if there aren't any questions. All right, so March Wednesday is the next week, and that luncheon is for Command Sergeants Major only. The 3rd is the CG's Golf Invitational. That's Friday, it begins at noon. And then Saturday, we've got several MWR events, Saturday and Sunday. And then of note, the 9 o'clock Amazing Race begins at the Anvil Field. I'll move to Friday the 17th. This is the first outdoor movie night of the season. That begins at 5 p.m. And then there's a Hail and Farewell location to be published that night as well. I'll move to Saturday. Saturday and Sunday, you've got your home-based business market. 2 p.m. on Saturday, there's a parade downtown Leesville, which is going to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the homecoming parade in 1943 following World War II, which units here are going to participate in. That order has not been published yet, just so you know. CG will go to an 82nd Airborne Association banquet in Rain, Louisiana following that. Monday the 20th is a walking town hall at a neighborhood to be published. And just so you know, so March will begin the 5 p.m. start time for the walking town halls for this season, since it will remain later. The 23rd, BJAC award ceremony and town hall, and then we go into a 4-day training holiday for the installation. And then on the 30th, 46th Engineer has an assumption of responsibility, followed by the CG's Quarterly Excellence Award ceremony here in the Warrior Center. Post-retirement on the 31st, and then also the Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month proclamation signing is at 2:30 p.m. at ACS. Are there any questions on either month or anything that needs to be added? Okay, thanks. Well,
I think we're doing all the walking.
Next slide. Good morning. My name is Stormy. I'm with DFMWR.
We're doing all the walking town halls.
beginning that month, right? Beginning March.
Yeah, I thought we were moving that because the CG wanted to make sure people were home. So we wanted to call one of the town halls, we call them audible. I think they want to push this to 1,700.
Okay.
So more families, because that's when they
We'll clarify that.
So we'll clarify.
Okay, sorry, team. What we're talking about here is just the start time of all the walking town halls, which will add some clarity to if there's any confusion out on the street right now. So I'll just circle back on that here in a second. Thanks. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. So again, my name is Stormy. I'm with MWR. So we're going to brief a couple of the special social events that we have going on in the month of February. So starting out on the 10th, that is Friday Night Live. That'll be at 5:30 right here in the Warrior Center. We'll have games, live music, prizes, fun. There'll be food here for purchase. So definitely check that out if you've never been to a Ride or Not. It's super fun. It is 18 and older. It is an adult event, so be prepared for that one. On the 11th, the following Saturday, that is Galentine's Day. So how many people, I'd show of hands, that went to Galentine's last year? Awesome. So it's a great event. It is a ladies' night event. So from, I believe, 6:30 to 9:30, ladies only. The bar is open later than that, so if gentlemen want to come in after that, but the event will be strictly a ladies' night event. We'll have prizes and games for that as well. On the 17th, the following Friday, is our murder mystery. This is limited capacity, so if you want to register for this event, do it now because it is almost full. You'll do that online. You'll register through our WebTrack portal, so you can check that out on the MWR website. Also, an event that is not listed here that I want to make known is our health fair, our CYS health fair, which is on February 24th. It's the last Friday of the month. That's going to be open to all of our CYS facilities and then open to the public in the afternoon. So find the website for that. On the MWR website, you can find all the information. Next slide. So these are all of our MWR programs going through the month of February. Trivia night is going to be held at the library. We have several events going on with the sports, fitness, and aquatics. The Super Bowl event at Anvil Bar, that is going to be on the Super Bowl. Go Chiefs. And that is from 5:30 to 9. We'll have prizes and a VIP area, so check that out. And then the next slide. So I have a short video here. We're going to talk about the rodeo, if you'll play it, and then I'll kind of brief a little bit of the details from there. Awesome. So I'm sure it goes, but maybe Wi-Fi. So the soldiers that you see in the picture are actually local to Fort Polk. We took 312 soldiers to the Houston Rodeo last year. That has been offered to us again this year from the Houston Rodeo Association. So on our website, you will see a link to be able to register soldiers. So this is a duty day. It is on March the 1st. That is the day we will take soldiers down there. We are transporting. The Houston Rodeo is providing transport. We will leave here at 7 a.m. on that day. We usually get back a little after midnight. All soldiers and families. So if you are the soldier or the sponsor, your families can and are welcome to attend this event as well. You do not have to be with them. However, they'll have to have a valid ID for that. Right now, we have 200 tickets. If we see the need for more, they have allowed us to request more. So by February 14th, we need to kind of have that hard number. So push this out to your soldiers. We'll have a flyer on the MWR Facebook page. We'll have it on all the social media sites on our website to be able to register for this. They will have to provide their chain of command and their unit that they are in so we can validate that. And that way, if they can give you information back if they've registered. It is a fun event. They give out free carnival passes to everyone that goes with us, free rodeo tickets, and as well as the show. So this show, they'll get to watch Brooks and Dunn that night. That's the show. That'll be Military Appreciation Day. They have what they call the Hideout, which provides them food and drinks all day long, non-alcoholic drinks. And we actually get escorted. So the plus side of this is that the Houston Rodeo picks us up in Baytown on these charter buses that we take our soldiers and families from Fort Polk. They pick us up in Baytown and we're escorted all the way into the stadium where it's being held. So there's no traffic. So that's a plus side of getting them there and getting them home safely. So again, I highly encourage this. Sergeant Major, do you have anything to add on that?
The only thing I would like to reiterate is the soldiers do go for the chain of command. Obviously can't direct it, but it would be very nice if you could allow your soldiers the next day off to kind of recover after a good, fun event. And again, if your soldiers are in the field and the spouse would like to go, take the child. If you have any single soldiers, they're welcome along to bring with their child. So this is a good event as well to get out there and have the country show their appreciation for what we do on a daily basis. So it's a nice way to say just thank you, and it'll be a good time. So that's what I have. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, so again, the registration will be online. It'll be on the MWR website. There'll be a QR code. And the date is March the 1st. So we need registration by the 14th of February to request more tickets if we're going to need them. So these are all great, fun events. Any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. If the active duty soldier can't go, could you refresh what you just said about maybe the family and how do they get?
Yeah, so it'll be the same process. They'll go online and register. It'll ask you like how many tickets you need. So it's you and like 3 kids. You'll put 3 tickets in there. You'll put their unit and their chain of command. It'll request that. It'll say what unit are you associated with. That way we can just verify it.
Okay, cool. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any update on the Playtime Cafe?
There is. John is here. John, would you like to answer that question? Or would you like me to answer that question?
So it is opening very, very soon. We had pre-final inspection already. It went very well. We do still have a couple of inspections that we have to do, so I don't want to put the exact date just in case it's just by a couple of days. There's the exact date should be posted within the next week. It's coming very soon.
So you can check. Yeah, you can check the website. So the website for Playtime will go live today. So if you get on the MWR website, it'll have, the prices, the hours of operation, and everything that you'll need to know for that facility. Yep. Any other questions? Awesome. I'll be followed by Boss.
Hey, good morning, team. I'm Corporal Patterson, I'm the boss president. On the left side of the screen, you can see we have a bunch of diverse events for the month of February. I'm just going to touch on a few. So on the 8th at 1800 here at the Warrior Center, we'll do a cooking class. So for this cooking class, if any of you have seen the CHOP TV show, it'll be CHOP style. So encourage your single soldiers to participate in that. About 24 slots available for that, and then we'll give away some prizes to whoever cooks the best meal. And then on the 12th of February for the Super Bowl, Home of Heroes will be having a Super Bowl party. Door prizes and food, so not just single soldiers, but all military. And then on the 24th of February at the Anvil Bar, we'll do a Mardi Gras celebration, and then it'll be like a karaoke night. We get a lot of requests for karaoke night, so it's open to the community. If you're interested in celebrating that with us and doing karaoke, we'll have that on the 24th. Pending any questions, that's all I have. And I will be followed by BJ.
Hello, thank you. I'm Jean Graves. I'm the Public Affairs Officer for Bain Jones Army Community Hospital. Just a couple of updates for anyone who uses the Express Script TRICARE pharmacy benefit. They've had a few changes to help with waste, so refills will not be automatically sent. So if you or anyone in your family uses Express Script, you'll have to call the phone number every month when you want your refill done. So the phone number is on here, the website is also on here, and they did send out a letter to people that this affects, but if it came via email, and you're like me, you probably have 12,000 emails that you don't read. So we wanted to bring that to your attention. If you have any questions, I'll be here after and I can help you as best I can. I verified a lot of the stuff just on their website before we posted this slide. The next thing that was kind of an issue is urgent care in Leesville had posted a sign a few weeks ago that they were no longer seeing TRICARE Prime beneficiaries. So we did a little investigation and got with them, and long story short, it had a lot to do with how they were coding themselves. So they are now seeing TRICARE Prime beneficiaries again. This is for active duty family members and retirees and their family members. So if you have an urgent care situation, so this is anything that's not life, limb, or eyesight, something you wouldn't need to go to the emergency room for, but something that you maybe need to be seen within the next 24 hours, that would be classified as urgent care. If you are active duty, you need to go to your normal sick call place. So whether it be SCMH or the Fontaine Troop Medical Clinic, which we're currently operating out of BJAC through the end of the week. And then finally, just a reminder that we now have a walk-in contraceptive clinic. It's located on the 4th floor of BJAC in our OBGYN clinic. It's open from 8 6:30 a.m. to noon every Thursday. There's no referrals required, no appointment necessary. It's just a walk-in basis for you if you have contraceptive needs that you need to be taken care of. And this is going to be for any of our soldiers and family members 17 years of age and older. Pending any questions? All right, I will be followed by DPTMS.
Hi, I'm Dennis O'Reilly. I'm the chief of the Warrior Operations Center, and I arrived here in early December just in time for our winter rehearsal that happened over the holidays. Some of you were probably here for that. Typically, the winter weather prep should start early January, February, but we had some good experience from December. So just like to highlight some things. Messages, warnings, and guidance will come out through the Warrior Operations Center, also through social media outlets. We also are nested with the local schools, so we make sure we keep you informed of that information as well. For the housing and barracks, the numbers are located in the upper left-hand corner to let you know where to call if you have any pipes that freeze and break or other things. Keep in mind the 4 Ps when you're dealing with winter weather: people, pets, pipes, and plants. Bring your pets inside, your plants inside, and some other things or lessons learned that you could consider. To stay in tune with the weather reports. Make sure you know when the cold weather is coming and how cold. Keep your thermostats up. Space heaters, place them on a hard surface. Faucets, turn to a slow drip. That's the hot and cold slow drip. Make sure you open your cabinet doors under your sinks. If your pipe freezes, put in the work orders, make those phone calls, but also try and loosen some of the faucets close to that frozen pipe. Close your garage doors. Make sure your car is ready, has at least a half tank of gas and some antifreeze. Again, some of the cold weather tips are located in the bottom right of this slide, pending any questions. All right, I'll be followed by G1.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, command team. My name is Lieutenant Haney and I work at G1. This morning, I would like to talk a little bit about IPSE, Integrated Personnel and Pay System Army. I know we're receiving lots of briefs. Today's emphasis, though, is on self-service. So IPSE works on your personal device, tablet, smartphone. You go to your app store, download the app, make sure you click on self-service in R3 version. And then also set up the login. So you need to create your DS login on the regular computer. Then you download the root certificate and you follow steps on this slide. That will take you to your own personal profile where IPSE has lots of different tabs from knowledge, skills, behaviors, experience, and readiness. Soldiers can check the information on it. Whatever's on your soldier's talent profile, which is our new SRB, is what anyone else in the Army can see. And I would like to emphasize there's a self-professed portion where soldiers themselves can let HRC or Army in general know, hey, I have these skills. I speak foreign languages without testing. Whatever civilian experience you have, all of that will be able to be seen by HRC, and if they have a special task or assignment or whatnot, they will search by those keywords that you input in your soldier's talent profile, and you might get a new interesting job or assignment using your civilian skills. If you do have any questions or issues with IPSE other than S1 teams already coordinating with G1, please reach out to us, either myself, Sergeant Major Martinez, or Sergeant Smith, who is our IPSE NCOIC, and we will try to help as much as we can. Do I have any questions? Thank you. I'll be followed by Lieutenant Pope from TAC Center.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lieutenant Pope. I am this year's OIC for the Fort Polk Tax Center. A couple key things to highlight. All the volunteers are IRS certified. Some of them, this is like their second and third year doing it, so your taxes are in good hands. We officially open February 6th, and our last day is April 22nd. You see up there, hours of operation, Monday through Wednesday is 09 to 1700, Friday as well. Thursday, 09 to 1900, that way we don't interfere with Mountain Family Time on Friday. The big question everyone always asks, where is the tax center? It is located inside of Home of Heroes, and it is appointment only, and I'm sorry, I'm scared of public speaking. Pending any other further questions, I have nothing else. Any questions? All right, I am followed by Corvius. Thank you all.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Dwight Gonzalez with Corvius. I'll be updating the winter storm that we just recently had. If you don't know, that we had 67 homes affected by the storm. 8 families were displaced. 3 of them are in our hospitality suites, and we have 5 other families that we placed in hotels. We experienced winter weather, including extreme low temperatures. We had busted pipes and water intrusions in 67 homes. We did bring Serpro in early on to identify what mitigation needed to be done, where the soft sheetrock was at, the moisture in the home, what have you. 8 families were placed into the displacement during the mitigation and reconstruction. Ongoing communication and occurring with the impacted families and the garrison teams to provide recovery updates. Tentatively, we feel like all the residents will be back in their homes by the end of February. I did jot down a few notes before I come over to kind of give you a progress of where we're at. We're actually working in 15 homes at the moment. 8 more is scheduled. We have 8 completed. We have 4 families displaced. We feel that their homes will be ready for them by the end of next week. And the other 4 displacements, they're still in the drying process that was recommended by Serpro. Anybody have any questions for me? Okay, thank you.
So again, this is just going to be posted monthly at the current USA jobs openings provided to us by CPAC, and that's for the, you can see all of them listed there. So these will go up on the website as well, on the .mil website with the slides, so they can be accessed. You can go to the next slide. And Ms. Koch is going to brief about student advisory.
Good morning. So on each of the tables, there are 3 marketing half-sheet flyers that kind of line out what we do for our family. So I want to start out with childcare and sports is a huge part of Child and Youth Services, but I also want everyone to remember that Child and Youth Services is a garrison function under DFMWR for all families that have infants to 18-year-olds as their dependents. So there's something for everybody within Child and Youth Services. We'll sometimes hear, oh, I don't do Child and Youth Services, or we're not part of Child and Youth Services, and we just want to let you know, as a Fort Polk Army family with dependents, infant to 18 years old, you are part of Child and Youth Services, and we want to let you know the things that we're offering. So our Parent Advisory Board is tonight at Building 924, which is our central registration point. A lot of you know it as where I sign up for soccer. It's from 16 to 17:30, and that's where if you're not seeing something that you want to see, it's your time to let us know. The CYS coordinator will be there, myself will be there, all the program managers, and usually a part of the Garrison Command team. So again, if you want to see something, or you want to tell us what's going great, or again, different, or you just want to come and see what Child and Youth Services is all about, tonight is a great night to come and do that. Next Wednesday, we will have our School Transition Advisory and Resource Team, which was the School Liaison Advisory Board. It kind of got redundant with that title, and so most garrisons have switched to the START model because it actually, the name now gives the intent of the group. So, and that's what it is. So it's to provide schools from a parent perspective
how transitions are going, what they could do differently, what's gone great somewhere else. So that's the advisory part. And then we also can provide them resources and link them in with those school districts where you were before. There is a little about blurb on there, but if you have any questions, you can reach out to our office. It will also be at Building 924, which is our central registration. It is formerly the Family Readiness Center, so we moved from where we were over by the golf course, and we're now on the corner of Mississippi and Belle Richard, close to Army Community Services. We do partner with them often, so that was really helpful in moving that location. And that's next Wednesday from 5 to 6. We will have an option on MS Teams for you to join us there as well. And then the last flyer is our parent education for the whole year, starting our first one was January 26th, and then you can see the whole year laid out. We do have one out of sequence one that will be the Making the Most of conferences on March 2nd. It will have its own marketing flyer that should be coming out really soon, and then once it's posted to DFMWR's Facebook page, we'll share it. Does anybody have any questions? The one on March 23rd is the one that we discussed at the last WE that'll really look at unboxing the Louisiana Department of Education reading interventions for at-home practice for parents, and then we'll also look at is there a reading disability, and what else? What are my next steps from there? Yes, ma'am.
So the Parent Advisory Board, is that monthly? Is that basically like the first Wednesday of every month? Is there a battle rhythm?
It is quarterly.
Quarterly.
Yes, the student, the START team and Parent Advisory are quarterly.
Thank you.
We're going to start trying, unless the START team has one different date in October, because that's when we do the big Ed Summit together. But other than that, we're going to try to sync them up to where we'll have the first Wednesday of each month will be Parent Advisory, and then the second Wednesday of each month would be the START team, except in October.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you so much. We look forward to working with you and your families within CYS.
We'll just quick go around the horn for any alibis, anything from ops group. 353rd, 310.
One question for ACS, for the volunteer of the quarter, I was tracking that it's open to any guest, but the email that went out to the volunteers, letting them know they were getting an award, said only one person per volunteer.
I will make sure that an adjustment email is sent out today.
Okay.
That's not right.
Okay, so families, like volunteer can bring their kids and spouses and all that?
Absolutely. So volunteers, we're basically, I mean, as long as we're not exceeding fire capacity, we're good. Families are welcome, kids are welcome. Kids are welcome to go up there and get the award with the volunteer. We're good.
Awesome. Thanks.
That's another correction.
32nd, 15, 46th, 519th, Dentec, and 18th weather. Okay. Pass it over to you, Colonel.
Okay, good morning. Just a couple things. One, I saw the CPAC slide, and so for the next one, we'll get our open vacancies put into the deck too, since they now go through CHARA and not CPAC. So we've got at least 45 actions out there for hiring, so we'll get those into the deck. And then Jean mentioned the Fontaine Troop Medical Clinic currently shut down. That was due to a heat issue. That part did arrive today. It's being installed today, and then we'll monitor it over the next couple days, and that everybody should be back over at Fontaine on Monday morning. And then keeping with the trend, just what we're seeing in terms of viruses out in the community, RSV is virtually gone away at this point. We're down to 6 cases for January. Flu, we had 11 cases for January, and then COVID's still out there. We had 139 cases diagnosed through our lab for January. That was a slight uptick, but most of that was in the early part of January, and that's come down since then. And so everything's looking pretty good in terms of virus infection in the community. That's all I got.
Is that me?
All right, just a reminder for all the sergeants major for the boss council op order that went out on 15 December, looking for the 4 positions, president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. Some key dates with that are 10 February, the nomination packets are due up to myself so I can pick those individuals to set up interviews. Going to send out a Frago looking at the 15th through the 22nd for the interview. That overlaps with the long weekend, so I'll send out a Frago for that. We'll push it to the right. And then on 6 March, that's when the individuals will report to the boss, Home of Heroes, to do some online training and start getting in place to understand their job and their positions. I want to extend an invitation as well to all the sergeants major or anyone, can even be officers, I don't really care who comes, but every Monday at 1300, I do a sit-down with the boss triad, which includes myself, the boss president, and the boss advisor. And we kind of go through, look at the calendar, just discuss any potential opportunities that we could look at doing for the single soldiers. So if you want to come to that because maybe something's what our calendar is doing is syncing with your calendar, please, by all means. I know Sergeant Major Brooks, you came to it once before with your advisor. Bring your boss advisor with you, and we can sit down and try to look at moving some things around so we can get more participation with the boss program. The last thing I have is I know the First Lieutenant Bryan sent out an email yesterday for the ball and childcare. If you're like me and prefer hard copies, I have a hard copy with that has a map, and then on the back side has the childcare information. The hotel will provide childcare. There's a cost associated with it, which is on the flyer for you guys to kind of take a look at, hand out to your teams in case there's some folks that are interested. So I'll leave these up here with me, and sir, that is all I have.
Okay. Any questions for Garrison? So, Miss Betty, real quick, I don't put you on the spot, but could you briefly tell the group what you and your office, the Army Housing Office, does? We talked about Corvius, and they talk frequently. You're present at all the walking town halls, as well as now the CG's initiative with the enlisted barracks walkthroughs and town halls to check on the safety and health and construction and so on. Could you briefly, please?
We work directly for the Garrison Command Team on the installation. We are Army civilians. We do not work for Corvius. We are partners with Corvius. Our office handles anything housing on and off the installation. And with that, if there is good, bad, and ugly with Corvius, we take care of that. We also manage the unaccompanied housing on the installation, which is your barracks. And we also are partners with IHG, which is your Holiday Inn. We're partners with them also. So if you have any concerns, like I said, good, bad, ugly, we'll take it. Come see us. We're at the top of the hill of Core Road, or you can call 531-6000.
Thanks, Ms. Betty. So on behalf of General Gardner and Command Sergeant Major Hanson, they are traveling right now with Colonel Smith and the team to Lafayette to meet with the University of Lafayette and the leadership there and some of the students to look at recruiting civilian personnel for the base and just opportunities that are here at Fort Polk. So that's where General Gardner and the team are. So moving forward, so I just want to, so we're on 1 February now, and just in the month of January alone, what's been accomplished on this base by the community and by the units is remarkable. Between the rotation, the first Stryker Brigade we've had since 2016, to the Army Best Medic, and then 10th Mountain with the Life Fighter School, the mutual support from everyone in the room, especially on 310, to cover down on especially the Army Best Medic. Again, just want to publicly recognize that teamwork that continues to go on and make this place a unique installation. Moving forward in time, we have the deployments. First, we have 32nd. They've already sent their advon out the door, and then the main body will move out shortly, and then 519th will be supporting UCOM and covering down with one of their companies in the following months. And then we have, as The G3, Alan already discussed, we have 210 coming in right behind 24, so the next rotation is imminent, and it'll be unique with the live fire on the front end instead of the back. And then 310 continues their ramp up in training for their rotation in August, and then their deployment sometime in 24. So still on the horizon is the renaming of the base to Fort Johnson. There's a lot of work going on at the garrison and then also at the JRTC headquarters. So that's still tentatively for 13 June is the date we're looking at. We still haven't received approval, but we're moving forward with the planning on that. And there are, we will continue to inform the community as we know more on that. So that's all I have. If there's any questions. Yes, Ms. Betty, please.
The units that are deploying, if the spouses decide to go home, please have them contact Corvius and let them know that they will be leaving their residence. Corvius will go in and check on the homes monthly. But more important, if we have another freeze, they can go in and turn the heat up and open up some water faucets so we will not have damaged homes.
Thanks, Ms. Betty. So we'll move on to recognizing two of our outstanding partners and teammates here on the base. First is our Civilian of the Month, Shane Gramillion. So up on the screen you see he works for the Department of Public Works. He's been here for many years as part of our installation. If you would stand up, please. So he regularly briefs General Gardner and Colonel Smith on long-term planning and the projects that are in the works and are being completed and or in the pipeline. Of note, we have the awarding of the JOC that for Ops Group that's imminent up on North Fort. That's been a long-term plan and some setbacks on that with budget and some other things, but that is moving forward, as well as CDC and a enlisted barracks. So thank you, Shane. Appreciate it. Cool. And now for the NCO Soldier of the Month. You got to stand up, Sergeant Smith.
Sergeant Ashidra Smith. Like I mentioned earlier, she is our IPSA NCOIC and essentially wears two hats because she's also plans and helps NCOIC. Since approximately mid-December, Sergeant Smith ensured the implementation of IPSA across the installation. She facilitated a dialogue between HRC and MSCs, helping them to resolve any issues that they're having, and also reported status of the installation-wide training and completion of Day 1 and Day 0 tasks to the command group. And she regularly briefs CG and Post-Sergeant Major on what's going on with IPSA and helps them.
Cool. Shane and Sergeant Smith, Sergeant Major wanted me to make sure you understood that you got the access to the parking spots, so prime parking space. So thanks to all in the community again, and a lot of the. Go ahead. So the next we will be on the 1st of March at 1000 hours, and commanders will meet in the CG's pub following this. The MSC commanders. And a lot of the partners will stand by, so if there's any questions afterwards for alibis. So have a good day.